G'day folks, welcome back to Illusions of Glory. I haven't played this for a couple of weeks, been a bit busy, but I'm back and we should be at the end of turn 4, start of turn 5. So I'm advancing the turn marker. Let's find the sequence of play. End of turn, advanced turn marker, mandatory offensive phase. Let's roll for these MOs. Both are on +0, so we'll roll for the Allies. 3 is a British-French, and we'll roll for the Central Powers, a German MO. Okay, straight into the action phase. I should have dealt myself cards. I do. Okay, so Central Powers go first, and we need to decide what to do. Let's before we do that, let's look at the situation because I forgot what was happening. I know the Allies are in the lead. If we look at the victory point marker, if I scroll down, you can see where is the victory point marker? It's up here. Where is the victory point marker? Under here, I think. There it is, on 12. So in effect, what this means is if 15 is balance, then the Allies are 3 victory points in the lead. That's one way to think about it. And what's happening? Okay, so the Germans have invaded sort of Prussia up here. They're on the outskirts of Königsberg, but certainly unlikely to go any further in the short term. They maintain the sort of Polish forts. They maintain, in fact, they've captured Schmizel. That was really important. Chernovitz still holds down here, but the capture of Schmizel was fantastic. That'll never be rebuilt, basically. Elsewhere, what else is happening? No Bulgaria, no Romania yet. Serbia has been smashed. Now that is the one bad news for the Allies, is that Serbia has fallen quite quickly. I think Belgrade is still under siege. I failed that siege roll at the end of the last turn. So it's still under siege. It'll be a victory point for the Central Powers. And then that provides the opportunity for these Austrians to be free and to move down towards what will become the Salonican Front. And that's about it. I don't know how, maybe it's just through card plays that the Allies are getting their VPs. Well, Schmizel's won. What else? Yeah, I don't know, it must be event plays. So, with that in mind, what do the Allies want to do? What's their short-term objective? I think, can we maintain pressure on the Germans? We do have our rails. Oh, we've got Central Powers railways. Do we not play? Let me play, see if I've played Allied railways. So, remove from the game. You'll see Einsatzbahn. I think that's the one for the Central Powers. If I look, if I can find the Allied deck. No, I haven't played the rail. Is it in my discard pile? Is it in my hand? No. Railway troops, here it is. Mixed gauge railways. This is important. Okay, so I'm going to play this straight away. For the event. Mixed gauge railways are now open. So my first action, let's do this so I can keep track of everything. These are my action indicators. It's handy if you lose track, which you often do, or I often do. I'm playing an event for my first... Well, hold on. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, because it's the Central Powers turn, not the Allied turn. I'm rusty. Okay. What do the Germans want to do? Oh, Bulgaria. They want to bring Bulgaria into the war. This will really help down in the Balkans. So, +1 Austro-Hungarian national will. There it is. +1 Austro-Hungarian national will. Bulgaria enters the war. +1 VP for each space in Bulgaria. Play that as an event. And... okay, how many spaces in Bulgaria? Well, let's remove these labels. And Bulgaria is in effect. And we have got, should be 2, Sofia and Burgas. That's 2 VPs for the Central Powers. 1, 2. Gets them back close to neutral. So what does this mean? Not a lot immediately, because Serbia has been wiped out before Bulgaria enters the war. So it frees them up to move down towards Greece, and we might see an early attack on Greece before Salonika is played. So the first Central Powers action was a neutral entry, only one per turn. Okay, and then of course we'll play our railway troops. So there is a marker for this. I will find it. It's an event marker. It is Allied Railways. There it is. Okay, so use a card for ops. They can now treat these single gauge railways along the front as sorry, the mixed gauge become single gauge. So basically there's no penalty anymore. Cannot be played until Stavka has been played. Now hold on, has Stavka been played? No, I don't think it has. Where is Stavka? Stavka's in my discard pile. Ah, that's annoying. Okay. Well, I'm just holding that for now. Jeez, that's twice I've had to undo that action. Okay. Okay, so instead of that, I have a trench in Shimizul as well, which is fantastic. I've got a pretty solid defensive line here. It'll be good to fortify, build some trenches in Insterburg. Oh, there's already trenches there. Tilsit trenches would be good. Maybe just defending up in the north. Some trenches in... I've got trenches there. That's not a vital position. How are my replacements going? Allied power. Okay, there are a lot of Austrians there, so Russians there. Place a landing marker on the sea invasion space connected to Athens. Can't be played until Rule Britannia has been played. So that's not great. I don't think... Rule Britannia... Oh, it has been played. So Rule Britannia has been played. So I could play Nomvriana. Place a landing marker connected to Athens. And land up to 3 large combat units. I don't have them. So what I need is some... Where are my reinforcement cards? German labour strikes, no German replacements. That's good. That's a great card when the Germans are really exhausted. No retreat, not great at the moment. It's not a great hand of cards. Any allied attack against an undestroyed Central Powers fort. I really can't see myself doing that. I think I'm just going to go a bit more, a bit cautious, pretty much. I might just play this for the ops. Hold on. Allied defense, that includes a Russian card. That could be a good combat card. I've got 3 combat cards. No Italian troops at the moment, so let's play this for ops. 3 ops. And I'm going to go build a trench. I'm just going to build a trench here. I am going to... Does Lomba have a trench? Lomza. Build a trench here. Does Grodno have a trench? Probably doesn't need it, but I will build it just in case. So 3 trench building efforts. We'll start up in the north. We need a 3 or less. Success. That's a trench. Now we'll try Grodno. A success. And in Lomza, that's a failure. Not to worry. It has that natural water border, which will help them anyway. So the Russians, for building trenches along the front, settling in for a long war. And they're done. They spent their first turn on ops. Which brings us back to the Central Powers. What are they going to do? German war industry, +1 for replacements for each turn for the rest of the game. It's a great card. 2 war status, fantastic. Wireless intercepts, chlorine gas combat cards. We've also got from Francois combat card. Hoffman for the rest of the turn. Have we played? We have not played Hindenburg Ludendorff, so I can't play that for the event. Okay, some Austrian. This is good because it I get 2 leaders, infantry corps, a lot of Austro-Hungarian reinforcements. I may as well play this to get it out. Okay, so I'm going to play Sud Army, and if I can find my force pool, this is card number 20, which is these cards here. So I place Hoffman, Sume, and that corps. Oh, they're not leaders, sorry, they're actually named corps on any Austro-Hungarian German supply sources in Austria-Hungary. Okay, well, I'm going to place some Germans down here in Tyrol. And I'll place, oh sorry, they're Austrians, of course. Place the Germans there. I might place, this is Budapest, I might place one, I'll just place one there. In fact, yeah, that'll do, I think. Okay, clear those move markers. And that was a reinforcement card played for the event. Reinforcements, Austro-Hungarian reinforcements. We're done. Back over to the Allies, still reeling with disappointment from their poor hand. It'd be great to continue. Oh look, Russian replacements. I need replacement. Oh look, I've got to have, I don't know how I'm going to meet the British-French MO when there are no British or French units on the board. What do the rules say about that? Okay, I've just checked and it says if there are no British or French LCUs on the board when this roll is made, this becomes a none. So because there are no British or French anywhere on this map, hold on, that's Russian, yep, there are none, it becomes a none, so they don't have to satisfy that, which is good. So then, what do I do? Try and get some Russian replacements. I'd love to save that for next turn. An allied attack against an undestroyed Central Powers fort. I could attack Königsberg. I could move these forces down and around. Yeah, I might just again shift my forces around. But how? What card am I playing? I think I'll play this just for 2 ops. Okay, so I'm going to go move and then try and entrench again in Lomza. I'm really just playing very... Vengerod has... What about Lublin? Lublin might be a bit more important. It's, yeah. Going to entrench here instead. So I'll roll for that entrenchment first. It's a failure. And then up here, I'm just moving these armies. 1 to there, and 1 to there. So some nice stacks with trenches there. A good solid defense. And that goes to discard. And that was just an ops card. That should be my second. Where's number 2? There we go. All right, German Central Powers turn 3. There's kind of a lack of action this turn. It's been very quiet. I know Salonika is going to open up. So what I'm thinking is, yeah, I've still got Belgrade to attack as well. So I'm going to start putting that pressure on. And I don't know. I'll spend this for ops. 3 ops. We'll go attack. Move and move. Okay. So I'm going to go 1. Now let me double check the rules for Albania. Yeah, so Albania is neutral until Italy enters the war, and nobody can enter these Albanian spaces. So I do need to keep an army in there. So I'm not going to move that. I'm going to change the orders to this force over here. We're going to get ready for Romania to enter. It might be a while, but I've got a feeling they might be coming into the war. So we'll go 1, 2, 3. Just to move deeper into Serbia. Gain control of that. So this is all the Austro-Hungarian captured areas. Then I'm going to attack the fort in Belgrade. It'll be automatic, which will flip that to a destroyed, and which will give the Central Powers 1 victory point. We're back to neutral. So they started this turn 3 VPs behind, but just through administration, really, they've gained some VPs, and then this force here, we are going to go 1, 2, 3, and we'll put that there. Actually, we might just leave that core there. Force Romanians to push out if they want to. So if I move this core into the mountains here, they can then be attacked by the Romanians when they arrive. If I leave it there, the Romanians first have to move north before they can attack. Just buys me a bit of time. I can then move reinforcements to the front if I want to. Alright, so actually I might just put them there for a similar reason. Leave this space blank, cover all my... There's no way then the Romanians can come on, and if I am inactive for whatever reason, they can't then push through my lines. So yes, just holding that key mountain victory point place. Okay, over to... So that was just ops. Over to the Allies. And what do they want to do? I think I'm just going to spend some... Yeah, spend this for replacements. So I get 3 Russian, 2 Allied player Allied. AP Allied, 3 Russian. No Italians in the war yet. Okay, now what have the Central Powers got? They've got a few Austrians there. It'd be good to rebuild them. And I'm mindful that these spaces in Albania, they can just connect across the mountains and can potentially cut off retreat paths. I could kind of catch a jump on Greece. So Greece has... The rules for Greece have changed. They're quite complicated. Okay, you control a space in Greece when you occupy it. An attack on any Greek unit will immediately cause Greece to enter the war as an ally of their opponent. If it enters the war as an allied player ally, the allied player receives 1 victory point. So I could, it's basically giving them the victory points, but then because I've got the Bulgarians and I've got these Austrians, the question is, do I have enough Bulgarian forces to quickly overrun the Bulgarians and Austrians to quickly overrun the Greeks? Oh, sorry, I forgot to place these. They should have been placed. Bulgaria. This is any space in Bulgaria, which will be this space. So fort repel, should not hold. Oh, hold on, this is the... I should have a force in... I'm just checking this. Vidin, yes. Sofia, second army. Third army here. Then we've got small combat unit 1, 2, 3, 4. We should have the combined small combat unit. I don't think these are on the board yet. Oh wait, they actually go. So the 61st goes in Temesvar, which is should be up here. Okay. So when I activated the Austrians for movement, it means I could have moved this army 1, 2, 3 down here. Okay, and these guys should have started in Novi Sad, which is here, and they haven't been activated yet. Now I should also have the German Alpenkorps in Hatzeg, which should be D3. Where is Hatzeg? The German Alpenkorps in Hatzeg. I don't know where Hatzeg. D column, row 3. Hatzeg, up here. Okay, so German Alpenkorps, probably the force pool. Alpenkorps. They appear in Hatzeg when Bulgaria enters the war. And they are holding now that place that I said was important. Which means that when I move this corps, I think I will move them over to there. That'll stack together. Okay. So what was going on there? That was just fixing up some rules, some things I forgot from earlier. I haven't taken my turn yet, have I? 3. I've got 4. So I'm on my 4th turn. What do I want to do? Yes, I think I want to push further, deeper into sort of Serbian territory. Yeah, I can capture Minister. So I'm going to use Hoffman for ops, 3 ops. And we're going to go move. Yeah, when the Romanians come in, there's a gap here, so we'll get the Turks up maybe. Yeah, let's get some Turks to move up. 2, and I have 1 more. Now I might try and entrench Lublin again, so let's do that now. They failed, right? Yep, no trench there, so need a 1 to 3. That's a success, and we have a... What am I doing? It's a Russian trench. The problem with playing solitaire is you forget which side. Okay, Central Powers. 1, 2. What do the Germans want to do? Let's entrench in Allenstein, because that's... yeah, let's entrench there. And they rolled a 1, so I will place a German trench there. That's my role for the Germans instead of for a Russian. Oh my goodness. Alright, so then we'll go 1, 2... yeah, 3. Let's do it. So this is it's combined German-Bulgarian controlled area. Okay, and that's a victory point from the Serbians to the Central Powers. Central Powers are now in the lead. It's a 4-point swing this turn. Then we've got the Turks over here. They're going to move their elite corps up to here. They're going to go... actually, you know what? They're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. That blocks that gap that I'm often worried about. And move another one up there. And then I may as well try and entrench with the remainder who doesn't move and succeed. So Constantinople is entrenched. Okay, oh boy. That's the end of the turn, and that was just German ops, which brings was that my fourth? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, so I forgot the. I think the last one must have been ops. I don't recall playing an event today. Yes, it was replacements. I played replacements, didn't I? Alright, so the fourth Allied turn. Not much I can do down here. The Greeks have no forces. I have no reinforcement cards. I don't have Romania. I don't have Italy. Just got a hand of not great cards. But I am entrenched. All I can really do is I can try and sort of tap away. I might just continue attempting to entrench. So I'm going to play for ops, 2 ops, entrench here, and then maybe entrench Kamenets Podolsk. Yep, so Lublin first, 1 to 3. Failure. Okay, is this the one I want? Yeah, I think so. Down here. Failure. So failed anyway. Waste of a turn. And that was just some ops. Alright, Central Powers, turn 5. I think I've got to play with German war industry. Pretty sure there's a marker, German war industry marker. Place it on the current turn space. Yep. So Germany receives +1 replacement points in the replacement point phase of each turn. And that's played for the event, and 2 war status for the Germans. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. So automatic +1 replacement. Even if they play no cards, they get 1. Got to remember this German MO. Alright, not to worry. We'll remember. And back to the Allies. That was an event. Their turn 5. There we go. Allied. Turn 5. Not going to spend that now. I want to hold on to everything. Let's do this for 4 ops. So let's play for 4 ops. Let's try and entrench again. So this is just going to be moving. Tarnople has an entrench. We'll entrench there. Przemysl is entrenched, which is looking good. These places are behind the line, so they're safe. Lublin now has a trench. No, it doesn't. Okay, we'll entrench there. And then, geez, there's not a lot more. Lomza is not entrenched yet, so let's throw one there. So just entrenches. 1 to 4, it's a trench in Lomza, finally. Yes. Down here in Lublin. Fail. In Tarnople. Fail. And in Kamenets Podolsk. Success. So, yeah, Russians holding their ground, looking decent, looking strong, building some replacements. Pretty happy with that. Alright. And that was their turn, and they just played ops. So the Central Powers' last turn, the Germans have to attack. If an allied attack, so I might play this for the ops, 4 ops, and then I've got this for the combat card. So, where am I going to attack here? I think Warsaw. I'll try and get an attack on Warsaw. It's not. It's this big fort that is not particularly well defended. So 1 there. These are now entrenched. Lutzen is entrenched. Oh, the Germans are not particularly strong along the front there. I might start moving some of these forces towards the front. So 1, 2, 3, and then let's get this force down further south. So 1, 2, 3, just moving them closer to the front. Ditto here, 1, 2, 3, move them into front. Move this force 1, 2, 3 into Caporetto. And and then I have my attack up in the north. So my attack, and what the heck, I have this combat card. When a German large combat unit is attacking, the allied player must, before the player makes their combat die rolls, reduce a Russian remaining on a Serbian large combat unit by 1 step. So they have to reduce this, which brings their strength down to 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so should follow the sequence of play, shouldn't I? So declare the combat, announce a flank attack, no. Severe weather, what, it's into a marsh? No, so we're not, there's no marsh there. It's clear terrain just with a fort. Combat strength, we've got 8, 9, 10, 11 versus 4, both large. Combat card's been played, that's done. What has the allies got up their hand? An allied defense that includes a Russian large combat unit gets a +1 dice roll. May as well. Oh, actually no, because I've got 1 action left, and if defending units include a Russian large combat unit, they do not retreat, but a defending unit chosen by that must take an additional. No, I don't want to play any combat cards. We'll just cross our fingers and hope for the best. But there is a trench here. It's a level 1 trench, so it'll shift the offensive fire from 11. Let's find the CRT. It'll shift it down from 11 to 6 to 8. That's all. So 6 to 8 dice roll of 1, which is a 3. Damn. And the defender's on 4, 1 to the right. No, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1 to the right, pushes them up to 9 to 11, and a 4 is impressive. That makes it a 4. So the Russians win 3 to 4. Unfortunately, the Russians, okay, they can get away without losing the large combat unit. They go 1, 2, 3, and the Germans then just flip 1, and they can't satisfy the remainder. And the Russians hold, but the Germans satisfy their MO. That's why they were doing that. Okay, now after that, now it's the so that was just a German ops. Allies, last card is going to be for ops. They're going to play this for 3 ops. They can move up from Brest-Litovsk now, so we'll activate that for movement. We've got these forces behind the line, so we're really in a good position. But I might move them just to somewhere. I might even entrench there. So I might move a corps. 1, 2, 3, back to there. 1, 2, 3. Might move them back to here, and then entrench there. Attempt to entrench, which is successful. So even behind the lines, the Russians have got their trenches. I'm jumping way ahead of myself. This is 3 ops. 1, 2, and then Tarnopol would like a trench as well. Failed in Tarnopol. Over here, I'm just moving that large army up. I'll bring my cavalry with me, and I think I'll leave that cavalry there just to hold. And that's it. 6 actions done. So we'll advance the turn. Okay, attrition, no. Sieges, all sieges have been resolved. War status, no change in war status. So the Allies are getting close to total war. No rebellions, revolutions, replacements. We have 1 German, 3 Russian, 2 Allied. So Allies go first, 3 Russian. Let's try and replace these at the front. 1, 2, 3. That's unfortunate because I was really hoping to rebuild some of these forces. Just double checking, I do have, yeah, lots of Russian corps in the reserve box. This is important. Okay, I need to check Okay, I was checking on ally replacements, but I remember Serbian collapse. So Serbia collapses if the Central Powers player controls both Serbian VP spaces. So we place the Serbian collapse marker. And this is where I don't think there is a Serbian collapse marker. Yeah, this is frustrating. There's no Serbian collapse marker, so let's just grab a Serbia collapse. We'll make this a Serbian collapse marker. We place it on the current turn track. This should happen during the war status phase. We can't label it. Okay, great. We'll just leave it there. And Serbian and Montenegrin units that can trace the supply to Lemnos remain on the map board. There are none. They've been wiped out. All other Serbian units are removed. Remove them and they go to the replaceable units box. They're already there. No Serbian units can receive on the map board. Serbian units in the replaceable box cannot be rebuilt until the Serbs return card is played. Okay. All right. So that addresses my question. So no other allied replacements here, just Serbians and Russians. Russians have spent theirs. And then we get the one German and they will rebuild that army. So yeah, I think the Germans should be pretty happy with that. They soaked up those Russian replacements. Oh well, look, the Russians had a few others that they used. Okay, replacements are done. Strategy card draw. I have to hold that. Damn, doesn't look great. And the Central Powers. That looks much better, to be honest. Okay, so end of turn, we advance the turn marker to turn 6, fall 1915, and we start with Central Powers. So let's look at their hand. We have some reinforcements there. We have Landwehr, which is a nice card, which I haven't used yet. Russian war materials shortage, but I've already played Polivanov. So this is useless. It's a great 5-op card, but for the event, it's not going to have any effect. +1 VP, ally player cannot conduct sea invasions, blah, blah, blah. Can't be played if Convoy has been played. Convoy has not been played, but this might be negated by Convoy, so I don't think the allies are really... They've got no large combat units, so this isn't urgent. This is Hindenburg-Ludendorff. All effect of Pritvitz is cancelled. Okay, what is Pritvitz? Protwitz, sorry. For the rest of that turn. That's the rest of the turn. Okay, that was a long time ago. Nonetheless, I might play this to get things going. Tsar takes command. For the rest of the turn, allied attack that includes a lot. Yeah, that's not bad for a cheap card. But yeah, look, this is a mobilization card. Gives me 2 war status. All future MOs are... I'll go roll for MOs. Let's do that first before I... So, allied is Russian. Central Powers is Austro-Hungarian, Serbian. I'm sure there's going to be a rule here about if Serbian collapse has happened, then this must be none or done. I'm just going to double check that. I'm fairly confident, but I need to find the MO rules. And the rules say, when I find it, what do the rules say? The rules say, at least one must attack a Serbian or Montenegrin. If Serbia has collapsed, the die roll becomes none or made. Okay, so that's done. That's done. Now I play my event. That's now +1 from now on. And 2 war status. Play this event. 2 war status for the Germans. 2 war status. 2 combined war status. We are nearly halfway towards an armistice at the end of 1915. Which, yeah. Okay. German, let's reset this. German turn 1 was an event. So what are the Allies going to do now? I didn't take a close look, but it didn't look like a great hand. No Italians, so we can't play Italian reinforcements. Don't have Stavka. What else have we got? Putnik, okay, combat card. Yeah, including a Serbian combat unit, so that's redundant. Albanian Gambit, -1 VP, place a landing marker. Don't have 3 combat units in Lemnos, so useless. Russian cavalry unit, and I win. They can advance up to combat 3 spaces. It'd be good for a breakthrough. If I can find somewhere to break through, but like the Russians are not in an offensive mindset. They're in an entirely... maybe they should be aggressive. I've got to attack with the Russians, don't I? So maybe I look for... I've got to look... Before my cavalry gets removed... What's this one? Sarail. General Sarail is appointed to command the Army of the Orient. Place the Sarail with any supplied in the Balkans. All okay. Well, I need Lemnos. So let's do this. I need some forces. Oh, look... And I can now convert Russian allied to Russian and replace it. So that'd be good as well. Kitchener. All right, so we're going to place the rail, which is 1 allied war status, 1 combined war status, and place the Sarail headquarters. Well, let's find that. This is card number 28. Okay, place him with any. I don't have any. There can't be played. There are no allied units. Oh boy. Okay. He goes back to the hand. So there's another useless card. So I've got Kitchener. Let's play Kitchener for the event. Event card. +1 to Russian national will. Where is your Russian? Where is your national will? There it is. Oh, look at that national will. I haven't been rebuilding. I've got to remember the national or the troop quality for units that are removed, but I don't think I've seen any units removed yet. It's the one rule I keep forgetting. Place the APs to, so it's this one down here. This flips. I can send 1 allied replacement. Would be handy last turn, for example. Each turn for the rest of the game. Done. Thank you, Kitchener. All right, German turn 2. Let's look at the board. I think I just want some German reinforcements, to be frank. Mobilization card, 2 ops. Let's get it out of the deck. Let's draw my force pool. It's this card here. The German 11th. Yeah, troop quality is not 1, so they come in at full strength. That space is full. Thorn isn't, so I'll place that there. Guards reserve, let's bring them in Breslau, and let's bring the cavalry in as well to that same space. Alright, so we're getting some strong German reinforcements. That's been played as an event. German reinforcements for their second action. Done. What are the Allies going to do with this mess of cards? Like a Tsar takes command. Silence 2. What am I doing? That was the German turn. Allied turn. Allied turn 2. What are they going to do with this mess of cards? There's nothing. It's just ops, but I have no units to conduct ops with because Italy hasn't entered the war, Romania hasn't entered the war. I have no large combat units. So it's really, I'm entirely relying on the Russians. So maybe I get the Russians to be a bit more aggressive. But how and where? 9 there. Maybe I'll play some replacements. I'm going to do that. I'm going to play this for replacements. 2 allied, 3 Russian. It's already set up. I didn't move it. So that's done. Okay. And the Germans see this and they say, okay, yes, I see you're playing replacements. Yes, I also want to play replacements. Let's play this big one. 5 ops for replacements gives me 2 central powered allies, 3 Austro-Hungarian, 4 German, and I'll remember the +1 for now. Does that flip? No, it doesn't flip to remind me. I just have to remember. Okay, so I'm playing that for replacements. And that's their third turn. Back to the Allied third turn. Still not sure what on earth to do. Okay, let's zoom in on the Russian. Is it Galician front? Where and how am I going to hurt these Austrians? An attack down here towards Gaulice. None of these places are entrenched either.
I might start picking on the Austrians a bit. I know they've got these, like, they've got depth. All these forces have depth. I don't know what else to do really at this stage. The Germans are in a good position. They hold a small number of spaces. I vastly outnumber them in numbers, but they control these bottlenecks that are entrenched. Like, I could advance into here and put some pressure on their cavalry. That'll really force them to move. But then, how do I strengthen Warsaw if they do so? So I think, okay, let's have my hand. We don't need. I said I was going to play Tsar takes command. So any allied attack that includes a Russian unit receives a -1 dice roll modifier. Any allied attack. What am I doing? Undo that. Because I keep getting mixed up. It's the allied turn. You can see how tight I am. Okay. I'm going to attack. I have no Italian, so I may as well play this. Actually, you know what? Hopefully I get Italians next turn. I want to keep... I can't keep everything, can I? Let's play Serail for 2 ops. Let's attack from Shimizu. And let's... you should be entrenched. Let's entrench Tarnople. Let's try to entrench Tarnople. Let's fail to entrench Tarnople. So, it's going to attack this way. And I've got 9 on 4 in the mountains. So 9 v 4. The mountains are going to reduce that to 6 to 8 v 4. Any combat cards from the Allies? An Astro attack that includes a Serbian. Nope. I do have. No, I don't have cavalry. Nope. So no combat cards. What about the Germans? Do they have any combat cards? An Allied attack that goes, yes, a -1 dice roll modifier. Well, let's play this because we may as well. So -1 dice roll modifier for this Russian attack. So 6 to 8 versus 4 in the mountains. 6 to 8. 3 -1. 6 to 8. 3 -1 is a 3. Versus the Austrian 4. 6 is a 4. Okay, so the Austrians win that combat. 3 versus 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the Austrians hold off that attack. They are reduced though. And it's going to be hard to get some reinforcements into this space. Yeah, German. Yeah, Budapest is 1, 2, 3. It's just, there's no connection across these mountains here. 1, 2, 3. Interesting. All right, so that's who was that? That was the Russians attacking. MO completed, and that was just that was their 3rd action. Now the Germans will play, and now there's some pressure. What do I do? 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe I move Maxen and the 1st reserve. Maybe I do a bit of a maneuver to get some Germans into the front lines. So I'm going to play Landwehr to the front because I love this card. It can be really important when you really need it. So 3 ops. I'm going to go move. Yep, we'll move that whole stack. Move and move. And what I'm going to do is go 1, 2, 3. Oh, yep, 1, 2. 1, 2. What am I going to do? 1, 2, 3. We'll go move some cavalry. 1, 2. And I'm going to move these guys 1, 2, 3. Actually, I'm just going to leave the Austrians there. I thought about moving them back, but yeah, that'll do. And then this force here can move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got a strong German force now, helping the Austrians out. Yeah, Germans helping hold the line. Yeah, that's good. Need to entrench there though. Need to entrench there as well. Krakow is a bit vulnerable. All right, nonetheless, done. Central powers are complete. 4 ops. Fourth action is ops only. So the Allies do have my Russian replacements coming on. What else? Look, I've just pointed. Oh no, Krakow is not. It's not vulnerable. It's behind the lines. Oh no, sorry. There are Russians just north of it. But there's that riverfront holding. That said, look, I've got this fresh batch of German reinforcements. Anyway, what are the Allies going to do? Do I keep attacking the Austrians? They've got to be kind of... I'm burning through their forces. Here's their replacements. They've got a lot of depth, but... I might play some more replacements. Just get lots and lots of Russian replacements coming out. So we'll play replacements 2 and 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Why not? Okay. And the Central Powers go for their 5th action. Tsar takes command. The situation is stable. I'm going to play this for the event. Is there a marker? No. No. The rest of the turn, any allied attack that includes a Russian large combat unit. Play for the event. Done. And it's just an event. And so the Allies will say... Alright, what are they going to say? I think more entrenchment. So look, I'm going to play this for the ops. I'm going to try and entrench here. And everywhere else is strong. Grodno is entrenched. Everywhere else is entrenched. Brody, perhaps. Oh, Tarnople is not entrenched yet. Alright, so Tarnople first. Success, finally. We have a trench in Tarnople. And then Ivangorod, which already has a trench. What was I thinking? Lublin, I think I meant to do. A trench in Lublin. Let's try that. Fail. Not to worry. And that was just ops. So the last Central Powers turn, they're going to play U-boats in the Mediterranean. They've got nothing urgent, so I may as well play it for that. 1 war status, a combined war status, a victory point. Place the U-boats in the Med marker in its space. U-boats in the Med, that's that marker there. Can't be played if Convoy has been played. Hold on a sec. Has Convoy been played? Convoy has been played. Alright, so I can't play that. Alright, so I have to play this, I guess, for the ops or replacements. And don't think it's worth it for 1 Austrian replacement, so I'm going to play it for 3 ops and I'll figure out what to do. Okay, so playing ops. What to do? Look, pressure on Warsaw. I think that has to be the order of the day. So we're going to get 3 ops. Let's move marker there. place a move marker there. What else? And I think I wanted to entrench here, so let's try that. Place a move marker there. So we will just nudge up. Move our cavalry 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, nudge up. No, too many. Where was I going? 1, 2, 3. Yep. And then 1, 2, 3. And then we're just going to try and entrench in Gorlice. Fail, not to worry. That puts a lot of pressure on Warsaw now. Yeah, not a strong force in there. And we're done. I did take the card out, didn't I? It should be in discard. Yep, there it is. Okay. Over to the Allies for their last turn. I don't know what they did last turn. What did they do? Ops, perhaps. Wow, I'm really kind of like don't know what to do. Moving them. Yeah, I should have left them in here. I moved them further back to give these guys a space to retreat to. This is all the allied players can do. This area here, there's nothing they can do down here. No activity whatsoever. And so basically, looking at this square here, what do the Russians want to do? Pressure on the Austrians. They've taken some losses there. That's across a water. Okay, what's Tano looking like there? There's a waterfront there. Can't use these. You're penalised for using these railroads. Oh, they're just kind of like there's this inaction. I might just take a 1-op rather than burning through that 4-op card. I'm just going to take a 1-op and try and entrench in Kielce. Success. Done. Okay, so they took, for their last turn, they took a 1-op. Okay. So, attrition, siege, nothing happening. War status phase, nothing's happening. Rebellion, revolution, nothing's happening. Replacements, we have. We're going to convert that into a Russian because I'm allowed to. And then we have 7 Russian. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. And then 3 down here. 4. 5, 6, 7. And that will increase Russian troop quality by 1 because I'm rebuilding a full army. And they'll rebuild, I think we're going to put up in near Riga. Okay, and then there are no allies to rebuild, so that goes down to there. Then we get 2 central powered allies. And I don't think there's anything that needs rebuilding, so that's basically ignored. We get 3 Austro-Hungarian. We can go 1, 2, and let's flip this core 1, 2, 3. And unfortunately, we got 5 German, but I don't think there's anything we can do. Oh, here we go. 1. That's it. The Germans are just too strong and they weren't attacking. Yep. That's a control marker, right? Yes. And that should be a control marker as well. So yeah, kind of wasted central powers, or both sides are really wasting their replacements. Just not a lot of action. I think, I don't know, the Germans are just a bit worried. They're kind of getting into place now to launch an offensive cautiously. Okay, replacement's been resolved. We now draw cards off screen, drawing the allies. They have Italy. Oh, what's going on? That's not working, so that means I have to reshuffle. So we get the discards. Only 18 cards in my... Oh, hold on. What just happened? I can... Sorry. Allies. Yeah, it's empty. 19 card deck. And then draw. Serbs return. We don't have... Is it Stavka? We don't have that yet. Okay, Central Powers. Yep, so they need to now shuffle their deck. And then, what have they got? Some more reinforcements. Berg Frieden can't be played, and well, when they reach total war, so I have to prioritize that. Pretty low ops values. Okay. So end of the turn. Whew, we're moving into winter 1916. I'm going to save it here. Thank you folks for watching. So look, in these 2 turns, the Central Powers have turned the tide through just play of events, cleaning up Serbia. They're not pushing on Greece. Probably should. Look, been dealing with Russia. Russia's been attacking. Russia is strong. Russia is entrenched. So you know we have our trenches along the front. Look, this is not well held. The Germans aren't particularly strong along the front. It's just they have the capacity for offensive operations because of the strength of their forces. We can combine a Tano there. That's a... No, that's bloody Austrian. What am I thinking? Yeah, we can attack and attack. Combine and attack the Austrians. The colour coding really throws me off because it's different to Paths of Glory. This is normally German in Paths of Glory, and they've made the Germans this dark, whatever you call it, colour. Okay, alright. Look, thanks folks. We'll continue soon. Take care. Bye for now.